Hi, welcome to Kev's Tech, and thanks for checking out my video. I provide regular content including product reviews, news, as well as my comments and thoughts. Now to the video. Hey, what's up guys, Kev here, and this is the best mechanical keyboard to kickstart 2022. And this is why. When it comes to mechanical keyboards, there are so many options out there. I mean, you just have to search up Amazon or eBay. For anyone new to the mechanical keyboard scene, things will get very complicated very fast. This Keychron K4 version 2 is a well-built, well-designed mechanical keyboard. It's got minimal flex, it's nicely weighted, and also it's got a lovely retro design. This will also sit well with people who, like me, are not a big fan of gaming keyboards because of the loud explosive designs. This keyboard has a nice grey design with orange keycaps at the top just to give that extra flair. It's also optioned with an aluminum band which goes around the keyboard, and that gives it that additional premium feeling and also premium look. This keyboard will sit well on top of any table. The unit that I've got here today has the Keychron blue switches inside, and these are very clicky, they're very clacky, and they're very loud. For most people, that's probably a bit too much for them. So if you're not into this sort of typing experience, Keychron also offers the option of Keychron reds or Keychron brown switches, which is very, very much more subdued. This keyboard also has RGB. Keychron advertises 15 light modes, which are easily accessed by pressing the top right button. If you are looking for software, Keychron don't offer any sort of in-house software with this keyboard. This means that if you want to remap the keys or change any settings on the keyboard, you will need to look for a third-party software solution. On the left-hand side of the keyboard, there's a USB-C port, as well as a toggle to change the keyboard from Bluetooth mode or corded mode. Now in the middle, there's a toggle to change the keyboard between Mac mode or Windows mode. It's also pretty cool to see that Keychron provides additional keycaps for this change. Now, if you're in the market for a mechanical keyboard, you're probably very interested about changing things up a bit. So for example, switching out switches. This Keychron is the hot swap model, which means that I can easily pull out the Keychron blue switches and change them with Keychron browns or Keychron reds, or in fact any other switches which are 3 or 5 pins, with one caveat, and that caveat is the tiled key can only accept a 3-pin switch, and that's because the USB-C port is blocking the way. If you're enjoying this video, please consider helping my channel by sharing this video, liking and subscribing. It'll really help me get my content out there. Now, at the start of the video, I did say this was the best mechanical keyboard to kickstart 2022. So when I was looking for a new keyboard, I had 2 criteria in mind. The first one was, I wanted to actually downsize from my existing full-size keyboard to a smaller keyboard. And the second criteria was, I wanted to retain as much function of a full-size keyboard in the smaller keyboard that I got. This Keychron easily satisfies both those criteria. Usually, when you're downsizing from a full-size keyboard to a smaller keyboard, there are trade-offs, and those trade-offs usually are, you're missing the number key, or you're missing function keys. But in this case, you can see the Keychron retains both the number pad as well as the function key. Now, how did they do that? They actually squished everything together so that there is no spaces anywhere on this keyboard. What that means is that there is a bit of a learning curve to this keyboard. When I first got this keyboard, my typing speed and my typing accuracy were completely down. But I'm glad to say, after about 2 weeks of using this keyboard, they're back to baseline. Now, I know most enthusiasts will say, why didn't I just get a 10 keyless keyboard and then get a separate number pad attachment? Now my answer to that is, I don't really need additional clutter on my keyboard, and most likely that number pad will be missing after a few weeks anyway. So this was the best option for me. Everything in one package. Another learning curve with this keyboard is, if you're not used to mechanical keyboards, their profiles are actually quite thick. What that means is, wrist fatigue comes quite soon. Now the way to alleviate that is to obviously get a palm rest. But now if you're like me and you don't want that, you can try and change the way you type. Now for me, to accommodate the typing style of this keyboard, I've actually learnt to raise my wrist up while I'm typing. So that means my hands are actually slightly above the table as I'm typing. It's probably not for everyone, but it's working for me. And I haven't felt any sort of negative ergonomic effects at the moment. But if I do, I will let you know. Now I also know that Keychron, as well as other manufacturers, are starting to make what they call slim mechanical keyboards, where the switches are a lot more thinner. But at this stage, I'm not sure whether Keychron is planning to release a slimmed down version of the K4. But Keychron, if you're watching, please do, because everyone who loves this keyboard will thank you for it. All in all, there's a lot to like about this keyboard. But obviously, there are some things that Keychron could improve on this keyboard as well. But I think the positives largely outweigh those negatives. I mean, at the end of the day, you are getting a full-size keyboard in a much, much smaller package. And that is why this is the best mechanical keyboard for 2022. Now, if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please also comment down below for any ways that I could improve my videos, as well as any other content you'd like to see. See ya.